Beautiful day for Frankenberry, the world's super sweet new cereal.
Fui! Here's the world's super sweet new cereal called Chocula.
Bickle, I've got berry-flavored sweeties for monstrous strawberry flavor.
Well, I've got chocolate sweeties for monstrous chocolate flavor.
Frankenberry.
Called Chocula.
Meow.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, Polar Bears Pop Culture Shop TV. We are on episode 28. Before we get into this, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that sweet bell notification to get all the current updates. With that being said, what's up, guys? How was your weekend?
Weekend was fine. We didn't really have much going on here. Fan Fusion was going on, which we didn't do anything with that. But shout out to everybody, I guess, that went out there. But yeah, here it was kind of a little slow from Fan Fusion, but, you know, we'll get back on track this week.
And we got Edgar on the episode today. How was your weekend, Edgar?
It's a pretty good weekend, pretty chill. I sort of kind of wanted to go to Fan Fusion, but I waited too long to get tickets, and at some point I just said, you know what, forget it.
That's what happens, man, you know.
You procrastinating?
Procrastinating, it just costs more. So,
yeah. Was there someone you were looking to see there, or you just want to go check it out?
The Sin Asylum guys were having a panel on, like, David Lynch and showgirls and stuff like that, so that was really the main thing. I was not going to pay 100-something for an autograph.
And why? You said it, the rent is too damn high.
Yeah.
That's cool. There was no one there, though, you want to see, though, like autograph-wise? Like,
Not
no?
personally. I couldn't think of anything. If anything, I'd probably go to Mad Monster, since that's more my kind of scene for autographs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Robert Englund's coming, I know that, so that would be a cool one to get.
Yeah, they did have Simon Pegg there, and I didn't find out about that till, like, somebody told me he was there, because I didn't even see him, like, announced.
They did, and I looked him up, and apparently he only charges like $70, $80, which is fine.
Yeah.
But when you were trying to buy, if you try to buy the autograph pass on the website, they were charging $150.
Oh,
so
wow.
It's kind of like, where does the rest of the money go?
Yeah, see, we were talking about that because I don't know if it was you that mentioned it. Like, we were talking, somebody was talking about it, how the tickets, like, they notice when these people set up at different events, like, it's that price, but then when it's Mad Monster, like, it's double. So
Yeah.
I'm assuming they're getting that cut, like, that's their cut right off the top. I mean, I don't know.
It might be like a charge. So that
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Like
how
a
that
service
works,
fee.
but-
Yeah.
The convenience fee. The elusive convenience fee.
That's twice the price. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is me making it up. I don't
Yeah.
know anything.
Oh, I know.
Right,
That's
right.
what I'm saying. I'm
Yeah.
allegedly. Let's say allegedly.
This
but-
is speculatory talk. Yeah.
Well, this is what you're seeing though, because if you pay in person though, you think it'd be more to pay in person since you waited, but you think you'd want to pay in advance, and that's kind of the thing, so they kind of know who's coming through the door. But I don't know. Again, that's allegedly speculation. We don't know.
Yeah.
That's above our pay grade. We don't do events that big. But shout out to them. They put on a good event every year, it seems like, and people go out. So
They do.
Shout
they
out
go
to
out
them.
in
It's fun.
droves.
It always looks fun.
yeah.
And I'm sure if you do want to meet them, that's a good opportunity to get whatever, signatures, photographs.
Yeah, I've never been that big of an autograph dude. I think we've talked about it before. Some of the horror guys, like Robert Englund, definitely. Like, I had to get him when he came out. But other than that, I'm not, like, too big of an autograph guy. But
It depends for me.
yeah.
Yeah, it depends. Real quick, though, this is a special episode. We're going to be talking about some really cool stuff. I just kind of wanted to throw it out what we're going to be talking about. So for the viewers, try to think of, like, your first toy that you've ever got, like, as a kid that you can remember. That's something that means something to you, something like that. We're going to be talking about cereal. Your favorite cereal growing up as a kid. Still your favorite cereal today,
Yeah.
And some movies dealing with the summer.
Yeah. Grape Nuts, your favorite?
How did I tell you that story?
Is that a
Is
movie
that
or
how
is
you know?
that serious?
No, we'll
it's
get
a
into that.
cereal.
I think you did tell me that story, which we will get into
All
because you probably had, like, a similar story to me. Like,
Yeah.
somebody bought that, and I'm like, why are you buying this junk? But
Terrible, man.
we'll get
talk
into
about
that, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get into some upcoming events real quick,
Perfect.
just to let you know what's going on. Like, we like to keep you guys updated. The next stuff still going on in June. We haven't hit them yet. Evil Shred Horrormonger is doing their first event, and that'll be June 21st. Saturday, June 21st. We're going to be set up at that one, so come check that out. Come support. If you're into horror, definitely don't want to miss that one.
Yep.
And then we also have the Epic Toy Show coming up, our second one of the year, coming up June 22nd. Over 95 tables of toys, action figures,
goods.
Pop culture goods, yeah.
On a Sunday, too.
On a Sunday, yep.
This is going to be a Sunday, so it's kind of like a first. So we're excited about it. The hype is already built up, so that's going strong.
And we've been giving you guys enough time to rearrange the church situation. So
yeah, make sure you make time.
Right.
Yeah, you'll be all right.
You'll
Two
be
Hail
good.
Marys, you're
Yeah.
You're good. Also, so with that leading up to the show, anything else going on that's notable, like that you attended, like just this past?
Well, we would have done, which we'll talk about on the next episode, the Friday 13th event, which will have passed by the time this airs. But we do have an announcement for something we've been working on for a while now with Cult Classics, and we will be posting that soon and getting vendors for that. That one is Omega Video. It's going to be a retro market with VHS, physical media, and kind of just retro type items from the 80s and 90s.
You heard it here first.
from before the year I was born.
Yeah.
Items, yeah.
But you can still appreciate it though.
Oh yeah,
I still like it. Yeah, I still like it.
All the retro stuff's coming back. Yeah. So.
it never left for me.
Well, for us, yeah. For the old heads, yeah. For us guys.
And when is that gonna be?
That is August 2nd. And we'll be having that information up on the Instagram. Cult Classics will have it up on their Instagram. If you're interested in signing up, we'll have all that information soon. But definitely excited to do something a little different. Toy shows are good, but it's like I like to get out of what we already do. It's always fun to do a little something different. Yeah, expand your horizons. And I've been on that VHS kick for some reason for a while. So
it's coming back big time.
It is. Prices are starting to get a little crazy. That's like the next thing. Because I see it all the time now because I'm in some of those groups now. So you see a little more. Yeah, I know. It's kind of like every other group where there's drama. They're hating on the guy that likes to get his stuff graded and flex when he sells them. Yeah.
Well, because isn't, and this is just from my point of view, isn't kind of the point to watch it? So if you're grading it and you're getting it sealed, then where's
It's
Agreed.
yeah. I was gonna say it's all perspective, I think, but I would rather have the media. It'd be like me because they grade records now as well too. Like I'm not gonna encapsulate something that I can't play. That's the whole point of me owning it. So to each their own.
Yeah, when comic books started doing that, I was like, what is this? Like, I hated it. I'm like, I don't understand this. Because I like reading my stuff. And when they try to go to digital comics, like, it wasn't the same to me. I'm trying to read this on a computer. I like the physical book, the paper, the smell of it. Sealed, I'm like, okay, it's a cool display piece. I get it, but you can display it without having that grade. But I guess that's more to me for, like, selling it, I guess. Like, somebody's telling you this is what the grade is on it, so you have that number to it, I guess.
Like
is
an
more.
investment almost,
Toys are a little different. I can see doing that because
if it's sealed and it's never been opened, some
you can still display it.
Figures,
Yeah,
you can still display. But for something like media, like a comic book, a record, a cassette, a VHS cassette, those are things that you want to enjoy, like that you want to actually see. So shout out to Tyler, the creator. He was showing that some guy was making comic books of his stuff, and he was like, yo, I dig the physical media.
Oh, okay.
So he goes, we need more of this.
Physical media champion, Tyler, the creator.
Yeah.
I agree, though. We do need physical. Everything's going digital. It is easier that way, which we've had the episode where we talked about that stuff. But definitely physical is the way to go. But the VHS, I do collect some. And like I talked about it before, if I'm going to watch them, I might try to find it digitally first. But still, it's cool to have it where I can throw it in there if I really wanted to. It's not sealed where I'm never going to be able to open it up. But I like the artwork on those VHS. So
Yep.
that's kind of what that's about. So look forward to that. Again, we're getting off track on that, but definitely Omega Video. Definitely excited about that. Again, we're collabing with Cult Classics, so it should be good. Hopefully that'll lead to bigger things to come on that one. Yeah, so we got that news, and then also we have news that we didn't get to talk about on the last episode. Edgar's branched off and kind of doing a podcast himself with a couple of other friends of his. I'll let him talk about it.
So we started a podcast with some people I met at the Sin Asylum screenings, which if you haven't gone to, you can check them out on Instagram. They're really fun, horror community-oriented screenings in Arizona, and they do a good job at bringing everybody together and showing stuff that you might not see on a regular movie theater screen. So I befriended some of them, and we decided, like, hey, we can talk about this stuff all day long, so might as well make another podcast about movies. and we did, and it is called Real Losers. That is REEL, Losers. I feel like it encompasses who we are to a degree. And you can check us out on Instagram. That's our main page. And then from there, we have links to Spotify, iHeartRadio for some reason, Amazon Music, Apple Music. And you can hear us just ramble on about movies and stuff like that. All the stuff that we like, pretty much.
Yeah, I downloaded the Spotify just for it because.
You on YouTube?
Hardcore fan. We're not on YouTube yet.
Okay.
'Cause we're audio only.
There's all
but
audio.
at some point, we might upload like a still picture and try to figure that out.
I think you're good with it's doing now because it's something you can just put on and listen where you don't need any visual stuff. You know what I mean? You guys aren't showing, hey, look at this because it won't work. You know?
Right.
We kind of want to. Sometimes we're
I
like,
know.
oh, look at my movie.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh man, we're audio only. But yeah, it's fine for now and having a lot of fun. So definitely check us out if you can.
Yeah, I like how you guys get in depth on movies and stuff like that. Like you said, the stuff maybe people haven't seen. I like what the Sin Asylum is doing. There's a couple other ones like Cult Classics does it too, where there's movies that maybe people haven't seen before on screen, so they kind of help do that. But you got to get out and support these guys when they do that, though, because they do have to pay for the rights for the movies.
And some of those rights are not cheap.
Yeah, a lot of times they're probably breaking even, I'm imagining, just from, the ticket sales and getting the rights. So I know they do some donation stuff, so if you're able to donate stuff to even give away, that's always a good thing, too. So, yeah, it's cool. The Edgar's doing that, though, yeah.
Yeah, I liked it. I heard the was it the first? How many have you done so far?
Just 2 so far.
Yep, so I've heard the first episode. I haven't checked out the second one yet. But it was funny, and it was really, it captures, like, if you're working and you're listening to it at the same time, it just kind of fills the time, and then you realize, oh, wow, like, this
That's
is
what I do
already-
with most podcasts. I'll put them on when I'm doing something, and that way I'm not sitting in silence, working on something like that. So
Yeah.
See, I try to do that with ours, but then I miss the good cuts that you put in. So I'm like, damn it, I got to actually
try
pay attention
here
to
and
it. Yeah. So. All right. Just wanted to talk about this real quick because it is going to segue into what we're going to be talking about. This one's kind of cool. NECA did this ALF, which ALF came out in the 80s. This is the totally 80s Ultimate Edition ALF. So I just thought it would be cool to have on here since we're going to be talking about some retro stuff. He has the pizza, the old TV that most of us probably had, some gaming console. Of course, it can't be like officially licensed. A Rubik's Cube, pizza, of course, skateboard, and sunglasses because you had to have the cool sunglasses in the 80s, right?
Don't forget that soda can, too.
I wasn't sure if it was soda, though. I think it is. It's
think
Sprite.
it's soda,
It's
yeah.
new Sprite. 80s new Sprite. But anyway, that's why that was up there. We're not going to open it or anything. I just thought it'd be cool to talk about because we are going to take a trip back in time. So the other day we were in here, we had a new customer in, and what did he start telling us off the bat? He was talking to us, and then what he say? He goes, I still remember getting my first figure at the store and what it was, and I thought that was cool. I was like, dang, and it just something popped in my head to where I was like, oh yeah, I remember the first one I got in the store that I remember. It might not have been the first one, but this is the first one I remember getting. But his was a 1988 TMNT Leo that he got at the store. So I thought that was cool. And so I was like, yeah, let's talk about that on the show. If you do remember, I mean, we usually have good memories of the toys and stuff that we get. So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, so I'm going to let you jump it off and kind of talk. Yeah?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Might as well.
I do. I have a photo of this image, so I'll have Edgar upload it so you guys can see it. But it's me and my brother, Jesus, my younger brother. And I did some research on this because I never really looked into it previously. So I was born in 79. The photo is roughly about 1984, 85. It's a Fisher-Price Little People airplane. And we got the airplane. It's like opened on a little like an island kind of table that we had in our bedroom. And at the same time that we were playing with this plane, which I don't remember going to the store and getting it, but I remember having it at home in the box, opening it in our bedroom, and putting it together and playing with it and then putting it on display. But at the same time, there's a Mary Poppins puzzle that we got that was brand new, and it's from the 60s. So you'll see it in the photo. But I did all the research just so I could get an actual timeline of when this took place. And we were probably most likely shopping at like a Pick and Save or a Yellow Front or some store that just discounts all this stuff. And back then in the 80s, stuff would sit on the shelves for years. So I'm pretty sure that was just like a bargain basement kind of deal on that one right there.
Yeah, because we were talking about that. It's not like now where like new toys are coming out like every 2 weeks and stuff's getting clearance. Like stuff would be on the
You
shelves.
have to wait until the batch rolled in.
Oh yeah, this stuff it'd be on the shelves, and there always seemed to be plenty of it. Like it was kind of crazy, kind of like movies back then too. Okay. They'd be out like 6 months, 8 months. You know, movies like not how now like they're only out like
every Tuesday they put new movies
out
now. Yeah,
but this one, like say Jaws for example, like that movie for the summer would have been out probably all summer, and then probably like 4 months after that. Like they didn't like ship them out right away because there wasn't new movies coming out like all the time like that, at least to the theater anyway. But yeah, the store, it was crazy. Stores you'd be able to find stuff because the same thing. I found something. It was Pick and Save. They made this thing in 1980, but I think I got it when I was like 6. I kind of remember I was 5 or 6. It was a Remco Creature from the Black Lagoon, and I remember getting that at the store. My mom buying it for me. Might not have been the first toy like I found at the store, but that one I remember getting it, and I was like, "Oh, this is cool." And that was like from 1980, and I know I was born in '78, so you know I wasn't getting it when I was 2. So that thing was sitting on a shelf where they got stocked from somewhere, and it just popped up. So
yeah, and I think those stores were discount stores, meaning like say they started off at like a big chain, like say for instance like a Toys R Us or like a Kmart, and then Pick and Save would eventually get that stuff to their store, and it was all like discounted goods. So that's why I'm saying sitting on the shelf for a long time doesn't surprise me. Back then they didn't filter through stuff like they do now, where every 6 months it's taken off the shelf and just gone.
I don't even think it's 6 months now. It seems like every other week.
It's
like clearance and stuff.
Pretty fast. Yeah, it's pretty fast.
There's all these new toy companies. Back then there was a handful of them, so you know when they're putting out stuff.
When you got it home and everything, and you were playing with it, did you even know what it was?
I didn't know because I had never seen the movie. I thought it looked cool because he was green. He was a glow in the dark.
Oh, that's cool.
And they gave him, so he had a plastic body under. But they gave, like, Remco was doing that where his scales were like a cloth, like it was almost like
I've
Mego.
seen those figures.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
They do newer versions now, like they put them out now. But this one was like from 1980. It came in like a pink box, but it had cloth. Like his scales stuff was cloth. It was weird, but he was a glow in the dark. Yeah, I remember. That thing probably goes for like $500 now, but.
That's crazy because that Fisher Price airplane don't go for nothing. So
none of the Fisher Price stuff does. They mass produced a lot of that though. Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah.
That's what I was thinking. I'm thinking that plane might have been made throughout the 70s and 80s, but I know the original. Yeah, the original is like from the 70s. What about you, Edgar?
I thought you got asked at first what I remember buying from here, and I'm like, man, I don't remember.
Oh, no. This is like from any store, like you remember getting it at the store.
One of the first toys I remember getting were off-brand bootleg, I'm pretty sure, dinosaurs. Like just a bunch of generic dinosaurs in those giant plastic bags.
Oh, yeah.
And I loved playing with those. I was really into dinosaurs when I was younger. And I think eventually one that I do remember getting at the store because of that was a Jurassic Park brand Spinosaurus, because it was around this time of the third movie when it came out, 2001. Okay. And it had like a rubber skin. It didn't feel real, but it felt, more real than plastic. And it could move around with the tail and the head. And I remember liking that toy a lot. I don't know what happened to it.
Did you pick that one up at the store, you said?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that one was at the store because I remember opening it and everything. Might have been a Christmas present. But
okay. And the plastic dinosaurs were they at a store, like a market, or?
Yeah, probably like a market. I grew up in Mexico, so there was a lot of little tiny street vendors, and I'm pretty sure one of them just had dinosaurs there, and I was like, hey.
Yeah, that's the cool stuff. Yeah, because they reuse those molds over and over again for the wrestlers from like 40 years ago. The ones that are like that, they still put those out, like the blow mold.
And they're cool. Like they're all like yellow, blue, red, so it kind of makes for a nice visual.
Oh yeah, that stuff's fun. Yeah, that's cool.
Assortment.
Yeah, but I like those dinosaurs a lot. Yeah, dinosaurs were my thing when I was younger.
I think we all were into dinosaurs at some point.
Yeah,
I wasn't that much.
No, I was. Yeah, I liked them.
Yeah, I wasn't for some reason. I was into more like other stuff, but they always say like people that are into dinosaurs have like more intelligence. So.
Okay, I'll go with that.
I know. I was like, that's probably why I wasn't into him.
He's calling himself.
I'm just saying.
Dinosaur.
I did see that. I think Falcon actually sent it to me. I'm like, yeah, I was never into
Okay,
him.
but
So.
he's into dinosaurs. Of course, he's gonna look.
Well, he
at
sent it to me. Yeah.
He's insinuating
But it's
he's a
interesting
genius.
because for me, the Jurassic Park movies were already out, so that's why I was really into it. But for you, what kind of, I guess, real quick, like what got you into dinosaurs? If there wasn't much dinosaur media or was there?
Books.
Books?
Yeah, books. So I guess that does kind of make sense because
Reading is good.
Reading is fundamental. So
Yeah.
if you were studying, I would always try to learn the types of dinosaurs. You know, Triceratops,
Yeah.
the Brontosaurus.
Oh, I knew all the names too.
Yeah, Brachiosaurus. you
Yeah,
know.
they push that heavy in school, so yeah, you can be. I'm not saying I didn't like them, it's just like toy wise, I wasn't into them. But
Yeah.
So, any other toys like you remember? Like you said, you didn't get that one at the store, but the one you probably got as a gift, I'm guessing.
You know, it's kind of hard because I do remember getting little things like at the store, but memorable. I think like the next one that I probably got at the store that I was able to pick out is just like G.I. Joe's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for sure.
I remember getting turned down a lot for trying to get some toys and then be throwing little fits and stuff.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
I had a lot of Max Steels. If you guys are into the cool stuff, you know.
Into the cool stuff.
Max Steel toys.
Do you know about is the Max Steel one the one where they made the Freddy Cougar?
For
No.
Predator.
It's not Max Steel.
No.
What
I
is
don't
it?
know.
I know what you're saying. It was part of that line. That was
They only made one.
There was
Yeah.
another kind of actiony toy that was called Action Man.
Action
but-
Man.
but-
That was
but I
from
was
the
not into that
yeah.
one.
That was from the '60s. Then they
Okay.
brought it back. But Max Steel was. It could have been cool. I was never into it because I didn't even know about it. I seen the toys. They were fine.
Because I liked him because he was kind of like a James Bond. I don't know if he was like a spy or something, like an enhanced
He
spy.
was. He
but
was
I
some
liked
kind of
his lore
robotic.
that he had.
Yeah.
And the villains were cool. I remember there was a Snake Man with like a snake arm,
Mm-hmm.
and you could like take it and extend it.
They had cool action features. Then you can buy like clothes for him and stuff too.
You could buy clothes for
Yeah.
him. Yeah, I can't remember how many I had, but I remember I had one that was like a diver and like a rock climber
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So he had all these
Yeah.
different scenes that he would get into. Yeah, Max Steel.
Max Steel. Matchbox was the Freddy Krueger. If you were
Was
trying
it
to
that
think-
one?
Yeah.
Okay.
They made a toy of Freddy Krueger.
It's
This
a
is it
FX
right here.
Matchbox.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Okay, but that looks like it's
But they made it as
Before my
part of some
time,
other
yeah.
line. But then he was too scary, so then they like had to pull it. Yeah. But it's Max Factory, not Max
so
Steel, right?
Max Factory.
Yeah.
And it's
not related. 'Cause
yeah.
The Max Steels I would get were like early 2000s,
Mhm.
like 2004, 5.
Yeah, Max Effects. But I had that. I got it way later. It wasn't like when it came out or anything.
You got
but
the Freddy Krueger?
I had that.
Damn.
Yeah, we sold it.
We
right,
sold it, yeah, I know,
we
I
sold it
never
right
seen your
before
collection.
we started the shop. Like we
Yeah.
found it in the box and everything. It was
Oh, wow.
really cool.
It's new Rocky Road cereal with Choco, Van, and featuring Marcia.
Choco chocolatey puff, it makes my heart sing. Then vanilla puff is such a tasty thing.
All right, let's get into some more retro talk. Kind of in with the Saturday morning cartoons. We won't get into all the like that. We can do a whole show on that stuff on the Saturday morning cartoons. But if you remember Saturday morning cartoons, it was a big deal back in the day. And what went along with Saturday morning cartoons was
Breakfast.
breakfast, specifically.
Breakfast cereal.
Yeah, I was like,
The
yeah,
breakfast of
breakfast.
champs.
Yeah, yeah. You get your bowl of cereal in front of your big TV. Tune in. I don't even know what channels they were. Every channel I think had their little blocks of Saturday morning cartoons. But we were talking about that like a couple days ago, of course, and I thought that'd be a good topic. So let's jump into like what are some of the ones little James was in front of the TV
Tearing it up.
Yeah.
Well, I can't just jump into the stuff I wanted. I have to say what
different,
what
yeah.
we had. But my mom, she was a big advocator for us not eating sugar. So, do you remember like shredded wheat?
Mm-hmm.
And they were like in this huge. It looked like a burrito almost.
It was before the mini wheats. You had to break
You had
the
to make it
pieces off.
yourself?
It
You had
was
to
a
break the
whole-
pieces
yeah.
off. Yeah.
Whole big old long thing of wheat, and you would shred this thing and
That's why it
just
was
put it in
shredded
a
wheat.
bowl. No sugar. And we would you're hungry, so you're gonna eat it, and you're you're happy because you got something. But yeah, really, it was not something we liked. Then to bring up the topic of the grape nuts, then she went on this other kick where she's like, somebody told her grape nuts like make you smarter or something, that like you were just like gonna get all of these nutrients and it was good for you and all the. So shout out to my mom looking out for us. But we wanted the sugar.
Bowl of sand pebbles, like sand. I don't know what those grape nuts, dude. Bust your teeth up. Like
Grape nut. I'm gonna have to look that up.
It's terrible.
It's terrible.
Like it literally.
It's straight fiber, I think, fiber chunks. But
Like
I
just-
don't know where the grape part came from. The grape pits.
It was like if they
the grape?
swept up. It was like if they swept up all the stuff off the floor that fell off of like the cereals from all.
It was the excess of the cereal bits. I
Like
don't
a
know,
hot dog
dude.
cereal, like a weenie one where they just mash everything, all the unwanted.
No,
parts
because it's
of the
supposed to be
chicken.
good stuff, but I just don't know how they were grape nuts. Because I
Well,
don't
that's why they
think
put out the box.
I don't think grapes are made with like they don't have nuts. They have
was-
pits.
yeah,
So I don't know what it was, dude. It was crap, is what it is.
It was like tiny little excess like pieces of
Do they
something.
still make it?
They probably do because it was for old people, I think, dude. It was like for fiber, like to help them like
So I like old
be
people
regular.
cereal. Yeah.
Oh, you might like this then if you like sand.
What's the one
bits.
called? It's like a meal. It's not like malt, but it's
Are you
Malto meal?
Malto meal?
Malto
Oh,
meal,
that's
yeah.
amazing.
Oh, that's
I love
fine.
that.
That's
Yeah, yeah.
amazing.
That's
a
a
whole
hot
nother-
cereal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a whole.
we can get
nother-
into the hot cereals. That's oatmeal. That's oatmeal adjacent.
You got to be able to cook. You got to be able to work the stove to make that one. So this is just
slow
getting.
fire. Yeah, you got it.
You got to get to the milk and a bowl, and that's it for this segment. But grape nuts, you pour your bowl, and it's like cement. It's like the dry
I
cement.
don't think it floats, right? It just kind of
No,
is on the bottom.
that's
What
why I
color
said
was it?
it's like tan.
tan. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
tan, and had no flavor.
That was rancid, pointless, tasteless, a complete utter joke. That is fucking disgusting.
But it would absorb the milk, and then it'd just be like this lumpy,
Wet
like
sand.
just nasty. So let's bypass that because we're probably grossing everybody out at home. Let's get into the sugar.
yeah. Get into the good stuff.
Yeah, let's get into the sugar. So when we were good and we could go select our own cereal, my favorite top choices would be Kellogg's Corn Pops. I like those because they didn't break down in the milk and they would float, and they were just like you could drink the milk afterwards and it still had like the flavor of the
Those
sugar.
are the yellow
and
ones,
stuff.
right? Like
yeah.
the little round ones.
Yeah.
They're like little golden nuggets. Yeah, you could eat it dry too. Like you could just
That's
eat
how my mom
that.
eats those.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
they're corn
good.
pops. You said right? Yeah, because
Yep.
they were like fluffier. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so good. And then you guys know I like Mr. T, so I have to take it to the original, which Purina, yes, the dog food creators, were also making kids cereal, and their Captain Crunch with Crunch Berries was the, as far as I know, like the first cereal. I'm sure there's prior cereals to that were created, but Captain Crunch with the Crunch Berries, and then the Mr. T. But I never really got the Mr. T. I've only had it a couple times, but it's the same formula. Just Mr. T was in a T shape, and Captain Crunch was just like a little square.
Yeah, they were doing a lot of those ones in the '80s where it was like they
'cause
used that
Batman-
they used that kind of cereal and then they just made it into shapes and stuff, and then sometimes they would throw some marshmallows in there like to
Yeah.
give you a little pizzazz depending on what brand it was.
Yeah, because if, like, for instance, when Batman '89 came out, they just made little bat signals, and that was the same Purina cereal, which we had a sealed box of it with the little coin bank that was a Batman.
But that was the cool thing about the '80s stuff too, not just eating the cereals, but that you got prizes and then you can send away for stuff. Like you can send away for some cool stuff sometimes too, but even the prize sometimes would be pretty good too.
We're gonna talk about the prizes after the cereal
Yeah.
real quick, but now that I said mine, what about you?
For me, it would have to be. They were called in Mexico Choco Krispies. I'm pretty sure they're called the same thing here. It's like the little Rice Krispies.
Oh, yeah.
Covered in chocolate.
Because we got
Yeah.
Snap, Crackle, and Pop for
Yeah.
the
But,
U.S. so-
well, they don't have them there now either because they outlaw all the mascots on like sugary stuff. Because they said it was enticing
promoting
kids
the
to-
kids. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's of course
so
it was.
They executed them all on the town square. Can't find them anymore. But I like that one a lot, and I like the Honey Bunches of Oats a lot too.
That's a good one.
And what I like to do, and a lot of people give me crap for it, they whatever. I like to let it get soggy. I am a big fan of soggy cereal. It tastes better. The quality, I don't know. It's good stuff.
Give them the whole formula.
Yeah, give them the whole formula.
So if you really want good soggy cereal, especially this works really well with Honey Bunches of Oats. You make your bowl the night of or the night before you're gonna eat it. You make your bowl. You put the milk in it. Put the cereal in it. Put it in the fridge. Leave it overnight, and in the morning you have the nicest bowl of cereal you will ever have in your life.
There you go.
Overnight oats.
Overnight oats.
Overnight
Honey Bunches of Oats.
Honey Bunches of Oats.
Finally, some good fucking food.
I think you say you liked it. I think you're the first person I've ever heard that didn't curse me out on the spot. So.
I was that's my adult. So I went to back as a kid, but Honey Bunches of Oats with almonds, it was my favorite cereal from from me being a teenager all the way into adulthood.
It's just as sugary as the other stuff. That's probably why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you eat the almonds one?
I eat the almonds one. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, because then when the cereal gets soggy, the almonds stay crunchy, and it gives you a nice mix of textures on your palate.
You're making me hungry, man.
I'm gonna try that tonight. I'm gonna go to the store.
What about you, Jason?
Mine, like James said, there was stuff we wanted, but there was all kinds of like cereal brands back then. Like they were pushing it for kids, definitely in the '80s. G.I. Joe, all that stuff, and they all were kind of the same. Mine, though, I think, because I like some sugar with mine, because I hated getting cornflakes. I like now, but back in the day, my mom would get cornflakes, and I think we might have got it in the government box and stuff, so we had the cornflakes. I would like add sugar to it because I just didn't like them plain like that. Now I like them, but back then I'd probably have to say my go-to would be like if I could pick one, like Lucky Charms was always good. Same thing, like the marshmallow stuff would kind of get into the milk, so it'd be kind of whatever flavors those were.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the cornflakes are like a nice. I like them now because they're kind of like a nice template for you to do whatever you want with them. You can put not vegetables, but
I was like, oh, what are we making?
You can put bananas and strawberries and whatever.
People use it for like fried chicken and stuff like that. They crumble up.
That's what I was.
Technically, you could cook. You could probably
that
make
makes good chicken. I've had it like that, and it's good stuff.
You could probably make a casserole with that as a topping or something.
Yeah.
Crumble it on there.
Just remember too the cereal with the bird with the colors.
Oh, Fruit Loops. Yeah.
Oh
like
yeah,
those a lot,
the
too.
toucan,
Yeah.
toucan sound.
Yeah.
Follow his nose.
He also
Those
got
were
executed
good
in Mexico, but yeah, but those are good ones. I like those a lot.
Who's on the box now? Like the president of like who do they have on the box now?
Nobody.
Just a kid
says,
eating cereal.
It just says the name of the cereal and
That's it. Oh,
Not
wow.
and it shows a picture of the cereal. I'm
Even the
assuming
Mexican bear that's on some of the pastries.
Oh, not Bimbo.
Bimbo. Dude, Bimbo's gone. They hung him. He's gone.
Spend all your time waiting for
They still got him on the U.S. stuff. I'm assuming Bimbo, right? Or he's not on there at all.
I don't know how that works. Because some of them say imported from Mexico and he's on them. So I don't know. If maybe there's parts of Mexico where they don't care and they just.
Yeah, they have like a Bimbo distribution one down here, like
They do.
35th and something.
I
or
might be
other.
mistaken. The last time I talked to my cousins about it, they told me that they completely are not allowing mascots anymore. But maybe they changed their minds.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, that's interesting. Shout out to the government boxes because that's how we were getting a lot of our stuff too. So that's where the non-sugar cereals would come from. And then, like I said, we would go to the store every once in a while and get the sugar stuff.
And we got a lot of the unnamed brands later on. I remember getting the bags of whatever the store brand was, depending on what store you went to. Kroger was the one, like fries, and then what's the
General
one?
Mills keeps me going to this day.
Yeah. Yep. Let's talk about real quick before we get done with this. I'm not sure if they did this in Mexico, but you would eat certain types of cereals. You could mail away for stuff, or in the box itself, like you would get like something from there. Any memorable things like that you would get?
I don't remember that you could mail anything, and if we had, my mom would have let me probably, so she would think it's a scam. But I remember getting some little toys and some cereals. I can't tell you specifically what, but I remember sometimes digging in there and getting some some little plastic toy or
Yeah, a lot of times they would do
a
like
gimmick.
the mascots or whatever of
Or
it,
a
like
whistle or something like
whistle,
that,
yeah.
Chips though, they used to do stuff on chips all the time. They had these little things that almost like a spinner where you could pop out the arrow, you would put it in the middle of the thing, and you could just pin it. Those came in chips all the time.
Oh, like a top.
That's pretty.
Kind of,
That's pretty cool. I remember when Ninja Turtles came out, and you can send in, and it just had to be like General Mills related. So any cereal from General Mills, but the UPCs from the General Mills, and mail away for 4 Ninja Turtle bowls.
no way.
Yeah, where you would hold their
Did you have to
heads.
pay anything?
I think they made you pay the
shipping and
shipping.
handling.
Yeah.
Yeah, shipping and handling, and we got them. We shipped or we purchased the UPCs, got them, mailed away, and they came. And we had the 4 Ninja Turtle bowls, and we used to eat our cereal out of that. And another one that used to do a lot of them too was Kool-Aid. So
Kool-Aid. I got the picture and some
Yep.
of the cups from that. Yeah.
yeah, the white. It was like white and
They
funny
showed you
thing-
the glass one, but you always got that white
It
plastic.
was plastic.
Yeah.
It was molded,
Yeah.
molded plastic.
It was molded plastic. Yeah.
Yeah, but funny thing is back to the sugar. My mom wouldn't really let us have sugar, so we were drinking Kool-Aid, never knowing that it didn't really have sugar in it.
Oh, and it didn't taste horrible?
That
If you
is
don't know,
fucking
you
disgusting.
don't
It has
know.
a weird
you know,
flavor to
yeah.
it when it doesn't have that sugar to it, though.
Yeah,
It's kind of weird.
we were definitely drinking it. But I remember she would also get these. This was the other mail away for Kool-Aid, but they came out with these ice cream popsicle makers, where you would just put a stick in there and you would pour Kool-Aid, and then as it freezes, you would just put the sticks in, and then we would eat those in the summer. And that was cool because Kool-Aid, they were made out of Kool-Aid, basically.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember a lot of stuff. There was a lot of stuff, too. They just gave you, like, they came in the box, like, you would get the spoons. It'd be, like, the character spoons sometimes.
Yeah.
Even on the back of the box, sometimes they would have stuff you can cut out
Yep.
or
I remember
little
getting
little
some spoons
games on
now
the
that you
back.
mention
Yeah.
it back in Mexico, some
Yeah.
of them were spoons.
Yeah. They even put it was on cardboard, but it was a record that you could play
They were
on the
doing
back
that,
of a
yeah.
cereal box. And then Burger King or one of them did it with the Alf, actually with Alf. I have them, so if I can pull them out and they're accessible, we could show you guys those as well too. So one from a cereal box and then one from Burger King, which is the Alf one. It's Alf Rocks.
Yeah, I don't know if they do prizes and stuff anymore because I buy
They
buy
really
mini
don't.
wheats and stuff and honey bunches of oats. I don't buy the sugary
I
stuff.
remember last year I bought one of the Monster cereals, and they had a QR code that you could scan, and it would take you to some like Spotify playlist. I'm like, come on.
Yeah, they're not
Put a
doing that.
toy
Thing.
in there.
Terrible.
See, I do look forward to those every year though. Like
Yeah.
I do get a box.
I like
of-
those.
Yeah.
Like Count Chocula is probably the best one. I mean, it's chocolate.
And those are basically Lucky Charms, pretty much,
Pretty
except
much,
chocolate
yeah.
Lucky Charms for
Boo
the chocolate,
Berry.
the Boo Berry.
Yeah, then there's
Frankenberry. No, it's Frankenberry, I think.
Yeah,
Is
but
it
they have
Frankenberry?
Boo Berry
Yeah.
as well.
Or
Yeah.
a
Mhm.
blueberry, yeah, that's right. So it's 2 berries, and they
Yeah.
they added a new one last year that was like a DJ chick,
Oh, the DJ Zombie,
creepy something.
or not Zombie? She was a mummy, right?
I
DJ
thought she was
Mummy.
a zombie. She
Oh,
was
is
like
she?
a creepy crawly or something
Okay.
like that. It's her
That's
name.
funny.
So
'Cause
that's
it-
all you, James.
yeah.
She's a DJ. So.
I'm gonna have to check it out. I don't even eat cereal no more. I kind of stopped drinking milk, so now I drink like oat milk, and which is a whole.
I eat my
whole other
cereal
thing.
with almond milk.
Yeah.
I can't do.
Yeah,
Can't do the
actual
dairy.
You can still have cereal with other milks. It doesn't have to be
Orange
Yeah.
cow
juice.
milk.
Yeah, I just feel
Orange
like
juice.
it's lazy. It's
They did
lazy.
make a orange juice cereal in the
God.
'80s.
Oh man,
Really? Do you guys eat it?
I'm gonna have to pull that commercial for you to show because it's this dude he's wrangling oranges. It's like I had it. I don't know. Somehow we got it. I remember tasting it.
Does not sound good.
I've
It-
never had it. But if you're from the '80s and you drank Tang, that's probably all the
I
orange.
think that's what it kind of
drink.
tasted like. Tang
Oh,
with
I
a little
like
more sugar.
Tang.
Tang
That's
was good.
That
Yeah.
sounds disgusting as a cereal.
It's fucking disgusting.
They were doing everything in the '80s, dude. I could tell you some of the other ones off the top of my head. They had this one. It was called like ice cream cone, and so it was like little cones pretty much, and then the ice cream part was like little marshmallows like covered with like chocolate.
Okay, good
And-
so far. All
It's
right.
really sugary, yeah. And then they did a Rocky Road one where it's like Rocky Road ice cream, and again the marshmallows were like covered in chocolate, so it's kind of soft. And they had these cluster things that were kind of like soft too. But then when you add the milk and stuff, it's straight up like it can be like kind of a ice cream.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Rose's got something special for you. It's got a chocolate and nutty coated marshmallow too.
New Rocky Road cereal.
All right, now that summer is starting, it's already here. Arizona, it always hits really early, it seems. Earlier and earlier every year.
It's been here, yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's been here, but officially, I know it's here. So, that being said, we wanted to jump into some of our top summer movies. Not ones that came out in the summer, but ones that actually take place in the summer, and the summer actually is kind of a backdrop for the story. So I'm going to let you go ahead and start this one off.
All right, cool. I could do. I was having a little bit of trouble, so I made sure to keep mine.
We helped them out.
Summer related.
Yeah.
That way we ain't off track. First one, not in any particular order, but National Lampoon's Summer Vacation.
Classic.
Yeah, classic movie. I remember just watching that as a kid and just laughing so hard at how funny the dad is. Chevy Chase is the father, by the way. And just how much he tries to go and please like his family, how far he tries to go out there, and it kind of fails every time. So hilarious movie. That was one of my favorite movies growing up. I still watch it to this day.
Well, real quick on that one, when you were little, were you pissed when they couldn't get into the park, like when you wouldn't let them, like it was closed?
Of course.
Yeah,
The
like
whole
when you're
point-
young, if you didn't know it was coming. Spoiler alert.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's been around since the 80s.
Yeah.
But, the whole point was they were supposed to go have this great time at Wally World, and when they get there, it's shut down, and what do you do? Like, there was no internet for you to be, like, checking on hours and availability.
Yeah.
So it was great, like, him getting there. What he does when he gets there, when he punches...
John Candy.
No, he punches that Wally World.
Wally, yeah.
Wally
he beats
in
up
the
Wally.
face, and, like, his whole face just, like,
Yeah.
gets punched in and stuff. That was hilarious, so... Then getting older, definitely, and it's still like early 90s too, but Boys in the Hood was a good movie that took place in the summer. Like that was just like a memorable movie. I can't tell you how many times I've watched that movie. That movie's probably like it was game changing for the time. If you were growing up and you were kind of like also living kind of like that, like not really that environment, but you can see.
We grew up in the 90s. With that.
Yeah, you could see a lot of that stuff taking place. So kind of like adolescents coming into like young men, young kids like age and stuff. Other than that, I would say the third one is Lost Boys. And thanks to shout out to Jason
stole that
for
one
that
from
one.
me. But
I was like, yeah, you're right. Let me pin that one down real quick.
I should have thought of it earlier. I can't believe I missed that one earlier.
I thought you had it ready to go.
I know.
When you
It's
mentioned
fine.
it, yeah.
I like the Frog Brothers. I was like, damn, these dudes' parents have a comic book store. Like, how dope is that? And they were the ones running it. Like, you never saw the parents in the movie. Nope. They were like working on like the pier, so they were like out late, and little like thugs would come and steal their comics and stuff like that. But they were cool, man. That was a dope. Shout out to them, but that was a cool movie all the way through.
One of the few characters that I know or can remember is named Edgar. So representation.
That's right.
Represent.
Edgar representation of the Lost Boys.
And a good soundtrack for that one. Boys in the Hood too.
Yeah,
the soundtrack was like pretty banging.
National Lampoons too, man. It had that the song when he'd be driving cross country and they'd keep playing that song. I don't know the artist, but maybe we could throw it in real quick. But that's a memorable song too.
Was it like Malcolm McDowell or something?
It's like I'd have to look it up, but it's
Malcolm McDowell or Malcolm
McDonald.
Yeah,
Michael
Michael McDonald.
Yeah,
Michael McDonald.
Malcolm McDowell maybe was doing some stuff back then. He was doing some studio stuff back then.
Another little fun fact: in our photo albums of our family photo albums, for some reason, my mom had a picture of like Chevy Chase at some banquet, and it was like a real like photo. And so when people like would come over, like family, and we'd be showing them the photo album, you'd always get to the back of it, and there was just this picture of Chevy Chase at a banquet, like all dressed up, and he's like walking down these steps. And so her friend John got it. He was from Vermont, and we never seen him in person or anything, but it ended up in our photo
I
album.
want to see the photo though. That's what I'm saying.
Part
The
of the
photo's
family.
gone.
Oh man, I don't know. That photo's probably non-existent now. But yeah, that was always my little highlight to tell my friends, hey, you guys want to see this picture of Chevy Chase? So, who's next?
Edgar's
I can go
going
next.
next.
Let's see. So, I think I wrote more than what we needed. But anyway, if you ask me to list movies, I will go off. But the first one is going to be Jaws. I think is the essential summer movie. It takes place during summer. The dude doesn't want to close the beach because summer. It revolves around summer, and it's a
Came out in the
movie-
summer, I think, too.
Everybody knows Jaws. Everybody, whether you've seen it or not, you see that poster, you know what you're getting into.
And they didn't want to go in the water after seeing that movie, so summer was kind of canceled for swimming.
I don't want to go in the
That's
pool.
what I read a lot. Yeah, that movie came out, and a lot of people were like, "Nope, not anymore." And
Yep.
even to an extent, even me, I love being at the ocean. I love the water, but I'll get in, and I'm like, man, what if like a shark pulled me under right now? And it's happened. I mean, some people get attacked by sharks, but I like sharks. Quick disclaimer: they're not as aggressive as they are made out to be. They're actually quiet.
You just punch them in the nose, right? If they,
You can punch them in the nose. You can just let them be. Really, it's.
well, I'm saying if they come at you,
Best way.
they come at you. I'm not saying going around
Yeah.
punching sharks in the nose.
Love sharks, respect sharks, but I like my shark movies.
Cool.
Number 2, Friday the 13th. You gotta mention that one. Big fan of slashers. That is another, I think, essential slasher flick.
Yeah.
Big fans. We had that. Well, if you're watching this Monday, hopefully you watched the one we put out on Friday. And if you haven't seen it, you can go back and see it, where we go over the whole franchise. Talk Jason's top Friday the 13th movie, Jason Takes Manhattan, so you can see
Definitely.
that. And I think out of all the other ones that I have here, I kind of do want to mention Superbad, newer movie, and one that I think really defines the high school generation of the 2007s. It's not technically summer; they're just getting out of high school, but that's summer.
It's
break.
May.
Yeah.
It's got. If it's like here, it's May. I consider it summer. 'Cause
Yeah,
everything-
The other movie I had was Days of Confused, which is also
That's definitely
like
summer.
right at the end.
Yeah.
of,
That's a good one.
Right
End
at
of the
the end
year.
of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then a quick shout out to Call Me by Your Name, another good movie. Takes
Yeah,
place
that
in
one I
summer.
wasn't sure what that one was.
Like
What is
what
it?
time or
Call Me by.
No,
Yeah.
what's the premise of the movie?
it's a kind of a coming of age movie about this boy that goes to Italy with his dad because he's a teacher, and he's there on vacation, and then he meets one of his teacher's aides, so he kind of starts falling in love with him, and it's like a summer fling kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
So if you're into those types of movies, that's a good one.
Cool. Yeah, it's a good list.
But yeah, but out of all of those, I would say Jaws is the one that really
Yeah, Jaws. I had on mine, but I figured you were gonna say that in Friday the 13th too. I was like, everyone should
You
know.
can say Jaws 3. if
Jaws
you-
3D. Yes.
Jaws.
Mine is Gummo. Have you seen it? It takes place in the
Gummo,
summer.
the most uplifting
Are you
summer
serious?
movie.
No, I just thought of it because doesn't that take place in summer?
It is. This is in the hurricane season.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Yeah,
if you
no, I'm just kidding, no.
If you want to ruin your day, you can go ahead and watch that.
Gummo.
I do not recommend that. It's not on my recommend. Like I said, I had Jaws, Friday the 13th, Sandlot. I have that one. That's a classic. Sandlot. Baseball, summertime. Do the Right Thing. That is definitely a summer movie. It's like
That's
the
a
hottest
great
day
movie.
in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Spike Lee joint.
And the summer is almost sounds like a character in that movie. It's
Yeah.
like part of the plot, and the vibes of what's going on is riling everybody up.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's not putting
Oh,
up
yeah.
with it. That's a good.
Still
depiction.
resonates today. Go check that one out.
That's the hype. Newest, latest. Let me tell you the story of right hand, left hand.
And then I did have Jaws. I said on mine. Oh, Stand By Me
That's
was
another good
another one. That takes place in the summer.
Another good movie.
Yeah, I'm
Great-
sure there's
great
other
movie.
ones like Summer School. I like that one. Summer Schools with
Those sex comedies that they.
oh yeah, Porky's
Yeah,
and stuff. Was
Porky.
Porky summertime? I assume it was summertime.
They're horsing around in like school, so maybe not. 'Cause
Yeah, because they're in college, right?
they're in college and
Yeah.
like sorority stuff is going on.
Yeah.
So,
Maybe.
yeah, I mean, 'cause
I'm sure
I'm-
there's a lot more.
I
Yeah,
wanted to say Animal House, but I don't think that's a summer movie either.
they're in college, so I don't know what time it takes place. But like One Crazy Summer, that's another one. Like it's a comedy, like from the 80s, 90s.
I know.
Yeah.
I know
Summer
What You
Rental
Did.
is John Candy, I think. Summer Rental. Is like oh yeah, I Know What You Did Last Summer, of course. and part 2.
Yeah.
Even though it takes place in Christmas. No, I'm just kidding.
We can stop. We can stop at part
We can
1.
stop at that one.
Yeah, I don't think we need to go beyond part 1 on that one.
Yeah.
Those are good ones, though. Check those out if you haven't seen any of those. Those are all like classic movies. I might have to check out the one that you referred to,
Which
as well. The reference.
the
Call Me
Call Me by Your Name.
That's good.
No Piranha?
Piranha's good. I would probably put that one in there too. That's both the remake and the original.
The Hills Have Eyes. Is that summertime? It just looks hot out there. They're in the
I think it is though, because they're on vacation, and like the 2 kids are teenagers, so they must be on like summer break. Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
That looks hot. Yeah, they look like they're all sweating.
It was hot.
Yeah.
like all those
Summer.
behind the scenes, they said it was like 110 in that van, and
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
go figure.
Yeah, so let us know in the comments what your favorite summer movie is. Also, what your favorite cereal was growing up as a kid. So
And your favorite toy that you saw bought at the store.
yeah, that you can remember. What's the most memorable toy that you went and picked up at the store? I know that kind of like brings a lot of good memories back for a lot of people. One of the things, like Jason said, talking about this stuff in the shop, our customers come in and they look around and they see some stuff that they have not seen since they were a kid, and that just starts like just flashing back all these memories and the nostalgia, and it just kind of sparks that the kid inside, the one that you always were planning to be when you grew up and stuff, and then life might have changed that, but you can come back. So come stop in. It's like traveling back in time when you come into Polar Bear's Pop Culture Shop too. So we like providing nostalgia for all people. So what else you got, dude?
That's it, pretty
That's
much.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just check out our other videos.
Yeah.
Check out Real
check
Losers
out,
on
get
Spotify.
the Real
and-
Losers. Come to the shop. Check the other videos out. Let us know what you think. I like putting this stuff together, but let me know what you make out of it.
Yeah, what you guys see. Let us know again what more we can feature. This is episode 28.
28, yeah. It's chugging
28.
along.
So moving right along. That is, I'd say, another good capture of like what we do here at the shop. Let us know if you have any more suggestions and
Any topics. If you like the Friday the 13th video, if there's other movies you want us to go over, more than happy to do that. We like talking movies as much as toys.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we'll get into some Street Fighter stuff. I haven't figured out how to really get that one like articulated yet, so we could put it into a show. But we'll definitely work on that. As far as that though, guys, remember, since you made it all the way through the video, please like, subscribe, and hit that sweet bell notification. This is episode 28. Take care, everybody. Peace.